Welcome to Smith & Solomon. When doing a pre-trip, you want to start out on the top and work it all the way down. You want to start with the 3 identification lights in the center and the 2 outer markers. You want to check your windshield and make sure there's no cracks bigger than 1 inch. You want to check the tension on the wipers. You don't have to climb up there for the test. Alright, you're just mentioning this to the instructor. You check the hood, make sure it's properly secured. Front grille is clean of debris. Then you go down to your lights. Your headlights and your turn signals are in good working order. Also, when you're down here, you want to check the bumper. Make sure it's properly secured with its tags and make sure it's up to date. Then you're going to check underneath and make sure there are no fluid leaks. Now when you're checking the tire, you want to make sure is 4/32. No recaps are allowed in the front. You want to check for bubbles, cuts, illegal welds on the rim, the lug nuts that are tight, hub seal. You want to make sure that there are no leaks. You want to check the valve stem and make sure it's properly centered. Also, it's good to know when you're out on the road the tire size. But this is not for the pre-trip, but it's good to know. Alright, always make sure that you have brand new tires in the front and they're 4/32. When you're checking down here, you want to make sure that you check the light. It's usually called the marker, and it could be also called the turn signal, but a marker will do. Check your fuel tank, make sure there's 2 straps on it, no cuts that's making it leak. The cap, that it has a little rubber gasket to prevent it from leaking. Also check the doors, make sure they're properly open. You can also check the fire extinguisher. Alright, that is 10 BC and fully charged and pin. You can also raise and lower the window to make sure that it works. Check your convex mirror and your west coast mirror. Make sure they're clean and not cracked, properly mounted and secure. Side compartments, 3 triangles, extra fuses. You can also have an extra fire extinguisher. Also check the steps. Also check the glad hands. Make sure that red is with red, blue is with blue, that the electrical line is connected. Also on the front of the trailer, this round piece right here is where the registration and insurance is on a trailer. Check your steps. Make sure that the steps are properly secured. Check your catwalk, and you can also check your exhaust stacks. Also, underneath here is where the battery is located on these new trucks. Make sure you check the clearance lights in the front of the trailer. Front of the trailer is called clearance lights. Side lights on the trailer are called running lights. and you want to make sure that they are working and properly cleaned. When checking the dry tires, you want to make sure that they are no less than 230 seconds. You can have recaps on these tires, also with the trailer tires. You want to make sure that there's no cuts, no bubbles, no illegal wells on the rim, that the lug nuts are tight. Now these are called axle seals. You want to make sure they don't have no leaks, that the valve stem is present, and also because they have duals, alright, that they have no debris in between them. While you're down here, you can also check your fifth wheel. You want to make sure that the handle's in the secure position. Do not grab on the handle. Check your lights, your brake lights, signal lights, flashers, reverse lights, and also make sure you check your mud flap. And you can also go underneath if you want to take a look at the fifth wheel to make sure that it's around the shank. Check your landing gear. You want to make sure that it's fully raised and that the handle is in its secure position. Check your DOT tape. It covers 50% of the trailer. Also, you can check your air lines, which is hanging here, and make sure that they are 18 inches off the ground. 18 inches off the ground, so they don't rub or make a hole in the air lines. Your tandem tires, they should have no less than 230 seconds. Recaps are allowed. No cuts, no bubbles, no illegal wells on the rim. Lug nuts should be tight. Hub seal, no leaks. And your valve stem should be centered and not missing. Check in between the duals and make sure you have no debris in them. And if you have a tandem release arm, okay, so you can move your trailer back and forth, you want to make sure that's in the secure position. Check your 3 identification lights that are in the center, and if you have 2 extra lights on the side, they're called markers. You would check them too and make sure that they're red in color and properly mounted and secure. Also, you would check your door. Check your ICC bar. They should be 18 inches off the ground. On older vehicle, 30 inch. Your brake light, marker light, flashers, turn signals. Make sure they're in good working order. Check your tags and your tag lights.